Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen,
Rather
to
start in
another
the back
installment
here.
of Season 5 Racing Series. We are coming at you live from round number 4 in Austria at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. So far, our points leader, Nathan, who's pretty much more or less guaranteed a spot in the Tier 1 division, is absent for a second straight race, but honestly, it really does not matter. If you look down in the bottom right-hand corner of the stream, you'll be able to see here in a minute the current point standings, where he has a 51 to 38 is next points. Uh, yeah, he could literally not do anything the rest of the race or the year and pretty much still be in it with a 21-point lead. But he will be back for Abu Dhabi, the final race in the racing series, which leaves it open to Curbs, Prying, Big Moist, Rifle, Alex, Jamie, and Snoopy to close the gap. I don't know if Snoopy's in here or not, but we'll find out here momentarily
Rain.
as we start our one-shot qualifying. And rain, love to hear it. You hear from rain car commentator Big Moist that it will be rain. We also have Woody Main, who just left the session,
Hi, Woody.
was going to be our secondary in-car reporter, but he's going to have to sit this one out unless he can get in quickly.
See you later,
Let's go ahead and bring up the live telemetry in the bottom right-hand corner here. For those of you who might be joining us for the first time, we typically have 2 divisions plus a set of reserves. We used to do promotion and relegation. However, with the influx of new drivers, we have had to kind of rethink the process that we do that by to give everybody a fair shot. So rather than do time trials and you only get 3 tracks with the varying degrees of weather conditions, we decided to make it an actual racing series. 5 races, 1 shot quali, 50% race. Those top 8 at the end of the series in the point standings will get promoted to Tier 1, and the remainder will fill in the Tier 2 bracket along with any other reserves that may join late or simply cannot make the time period for the Tier 1 races. Tier 1 typically races on Monday and Sunday, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern respectively, with Tier 2 following about an hour and a half afterwards. We normally aim for about a 7:30 and 9:30 respectively start time for Tier 2 as well. As we continue to grow, we'll get a probably update to another Tier 3, maybe on another day. We'll kind of see what happens. But it's very exciting. Riding on board with Granny Panty right now, but we're going to go ahead and jump up to the top. We now have Dream to Cream, DNF, to retired from the session. Not looking good for the resident Canadian, but it is Prying Oak here in Austria, fighting with Jamie Shelby for the lead. It's going to be Jamie Shelby by the narrowest of margins over Prying Oak. These 2 drivers potentially going to walk away with it. They are at least 3/10 faster than the next closest car, which is Snoopy Oyster. In-car commentator Big Moist bringing in a P10 qualifying, and Woody Main's AI rounding it out at 13th with Lepsky on the PC in 14th.
Let's go! P13, I did that.
Snoopy Oyster, though, running the fastest sector.
Oh my
3.
god, why is it not letting me?
3/10 faster than anybody else. Which doesn't make sense that it's showing a negative, but hey, there you go. Gonna go ahead and make sure everything lines up. Jamie, Prying, Snoopy, Curbs, Alex, Big Woody, Stabbing Cabin in the Red Bull, Harper Shaw, Granny Panty, Big Moist, Fort Ponzer, iRifle. I lied. Fort Ponzer is not correct. That will be Av, the Mexican driver, followed by iRifle, Woody Main, and Lepsky, and then finally Dream to Cream.
My apologies for my AI if something happens. Stay away.
Go ahead and see if we can't make this a little bit easier to read here.
Is the feature race a rain too, or is this just quality?
No, it's rain. It's not rain during the feature. In the middle. I mean, it's dark already.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of rain. We got Nichols here asking if it's going to be rain for the feature. Nichols, I have no clue, to be honest with you. It's news to me, just like the rest of you all. Something I have not yet been privy to the knowledge
Why
of.
it's not letting me pick my car yet? Fucking gay.
Yeah, you won't be able to until the start. Sorry.
Yeah. It's the way she
Just
goes.
doing a little bit of
It's
mixing
the
up here
way
on
she
the
goes.
telemetry so we can get that
Fucking
live.
is the way she goes.
Fucking way she goes. That's the fucking
It's the way she goes, man.
It's the way she goes, miss. The way she goes.
We are lights out and
Somebody-
away we go here at round 4 at the Red
What do
Bull
you got,
Ring, and
Lucky?
nobody gets off the line for Snoopy. Snoopy Oyster getting a terrible start off the line. And it effectively does not move at all. Woody May now being able to rejoin his
come on,
AI,
man.
already making a little bit of moves. That
Just
AI helped
smash
Woody
it.
out tremendously here. Now dropping back as Big Moist and him now dropping back from a P10 to a P14.
Yeah,
It is going to be
fucking idiot.
issues. Levski not getting off the line one bit at all. Rifle has been known to be a little bit of an issue here for some of these
Smash me in the
drivers.
ass like I'm a fucking 16-year-old girl at a party.
Well, that's a little wild, but
Yeah.
okay.
Oh god, what are you for band? It's so bad.
It didn't let me take control
Absolutely
of the car.
terrifying here. Let's go ahead and look at what the tires are. Drivers started on to start the race. The majority of the drivers going to be on the medium tires. Loaded Beast on the hards, having not qualified. Stabbing Cab and Harper's Shock. Big Winnie also going to be running on those hard tires. Alex Morris starting on the softs. We're going to see how that works out, but it looks like he's gone around. Those softs now going to be heavily damaged as he drops further and further down the running order. Now back in the 16th and final position. It's Prying Oak and Jamie Sheffield jumping out to a 1.2 second lead over the remainder of the field. But we're going to stay on board here with Big Winnie and Curbs Herd, as we know Curbs is a very fast-paced individual if he can keep it within the track limits. We do run on the regular track limits here in the Fat Limits F1 League, both in Tier 1, Tier 2, and the Racing Series. Last week we saw Curbs Herd, who is going to remain in the Tier 2 division because of scheduling conflicts, lost a race because of it, due to some late safety cars. We also see now Loaded Beast jumping in the pits. He's off the hards, putting on the mediums. And one thing we're going to do is jump on board real quick to Jamie Shelby, who's looking to make a move on Prying Oak very early in the race. Both drivers using a little bit of ERS off the get-go to get started and get a gap out to break the DRS train that will be behind them. And you can see it now, the people starting the mediums, probably running a one-stop strategy, going to the hards somewhere around lap 16 to lap 22. But history has a way of repeating itself, and you see a yellow flags out in Sector 2, Sector 3, my apologies, as we now see Curbs Hurt going into, and we have rubber banding for Jamie, but as Curbs Hurt goes into, I thought it was going to be the pits, but it looks like he is not. He's just regaining momentum and staying on track, as we have Jamie Shelby looking to make a move to Prying on the outside, who pinches him a little bit, pushes him off track. Jamie Shelby now trying to do the undercut, and unfortunately is not able to get the grip on the exit that he was hoping for, and will settle back into the P2, but now using the ERS, fakes to the outside, dives to the inside, Prying giving plenty of space, Jamie keeping it tight. There's a little bit of slight contact there as Prying goes off track, but that is racing here in the E-Series. They have the ability to do that. It's not like real life where they're going to have immediate damage with no sim, as we now have another yellow flag in Sector 2 as Big Winnie goes around and also picked up a time penalty. I'm sorry, that was the AV 34115. Rifle also now having issues, as you hear, no love lost there between Moist, who is now rebounded from P13 up to P8, and Woody Main still trying to get back from missing the start. He goes around Rifle as well, now in P13. Alex Morris, issues for Alex Morris, now just picking up a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag coming in from race control. It looks like he did something a little bit illegal here, as Prying Oak now gets around Jamie Shelby as well, utilizing that DRS. If this is your first time watching an F1 race, you're going to hear us talk about DRS zones and ERS. DRS is that drag reduction system, which is, a little bit of contact real quick between the McLaren of Prying Oak and the Red Bull of Jamie Shelby. These two going very hard. While they have a 3-second gap, there's no need to really jockey like that. Both drivers safely in the transfer positions for the standings. But as you're looking here at the rear wing, you know, we'll wait until the... Oh, and Jamie Shelby goes around on his own. Jamie Shelby hard around in the middle of the track, and he cannot reset because that is a violation. He has to wait till the track is clear to be able to regain. Oh, he has hard damage on that front wing. Oh, that is bad news. Actually, it looks like he may not have any damage. He may have escaped without it, but he's going to go ahead and dive down in, so it leads me to believe there might be a little bit of damage. Let's go back real quick here to these drivers as they get ready to go into DRS, which is the drag reduction. As you see here on the rear wing as we're looking at it, it opens up, allowing for more airflow to go through the wing, creating less drag or a reduction in pace. Typically, they can get about 10 to 15 more kilometers per hour with that. The ERS is going to be a battery, basically battery power that allows you to increase your horsepower through that internal combustion unit, or the ICU. Or the ICE, I should say. Internal combustion engine. But one thing we're looking at here, Dream to Cream, coming from the back, he started P16 up to P5, but he has used almost all of his ERS. He is sitting now at 10% left, while the remainder of the lose. Harper Shock as well at 11%. Snoopy Oyster burning his, he's at 5. Stabbing Cabin 24, prying out to a 3.3 second lead. He's just going to relax. I don't know why he's using his, but you can notice what he's doing with that ERS. He's going to use that to get through probably gears 3 and 4, and then also 7. Let's find out real quick as we run on board and see. It looks like this time he will not, in fact, do it. But we have seen some of our drivers do it. Let's go ahead and continue right on board here with Dream to Cream, as he's looking to run down Harper Shock, and Granny Panty is in hot pursuit right behind him as well. And it looks like somehow we have an Alex Maggs running with us, which is not the case. We'll have to find out where that popped from. I think that's supposed to be potentially Alex Morris, but for whatever reason, we got Alex Maggs showing up there for Alex Morris. That's going to be fun to fix there in the Mercedes. Nope, not Alex. That would be Snoopy Oyster. No. Loaded Beast. Wow, that was certainly difficult to get out and figure out, but hey, here we go. Continuing right on board here with Dream to Cream, who's now hot on the tail of Harper Shock, as you can see from our sky view camera, as they go down the first DRS zone of the track into a hard right-hander. Dream to Cream thinks about trying to get it, but realizes he's not quite close enough. He's going to have to wait another lap or two, but Harper Shock on the hards going to be a little bit slower than the medium compound Pirelli tires. However, he's going to get more distance out of that. Being that there has not been a safety car yet, these hard tires, the starters on the hard tires, might have the better strategy for once. But only 7 out of 36 laps in, there's a lot more racing to be done. There's a lot more potential for disaster. We'll have to wait and see what happens, as a few cars have been rubber banding around the track. Down into the pit straight, we're riding on board now with Jimmy Cream, as he does make the pass with the use of DRS. And thank you very much, Moist, our in-car commentator there, saying he's starting to see a little bit of rain. We have not seen it on track yet in the first turn, so it might be in Sector 3 is where we're starting to see some raindrops fall. Let's go through the field real quick and see if we can't find a little bit of that. Yes, it is indeed. As you can see now, riding aboard Jamie Shelby, it is Sector 3 that is seeing the rain here at Spielberg in the Red Bull Ring, or I should say at the Red Bull Ring here in Spielberg. He is jumping in. What tires is he going to put on? He is going with the intermediate compound tires. Our first to pit being Jamie Shelby on the intermediate tires. Loaded Beast now also potentially diving down in. He is going down into the pits as well. We're going to stay on board with Loaded Beast and see what tires he's going to put on. I think the majority of it's going to be, let's see here, it's looking like 73% rain. I'm showing in the forecast that we're getting from telemetry, it will just be a light rain. So it looks like intermediate tires may be the way to go. Our two in-car commentators potentially getting a little bit of insider information. We'll have to wait and see as Prying Oak decides to stay out again. Another lap on those mediums. I don't think that's going to be the play as we now see Granny Panty and Lepsky, two of our lead drivers, now in the pits, allowing the remainder of our pit drivers to get back. Typically on average here at the Red Bull Ring, you're going to see, because it is a very fast track, and a lot of speed coming out of those last two turns, probably about 25, give or take, seconds lost. Intermediate tires still being the way to go. We now have two drivers with penalties, that being AV and Alex Morris. Again, Alex Morris picking up the 5-second penalty. These both drivers will most likely be serving these in the pits. Because of the rain, Alex Morris starting on those soft tire compound. Presumably, we have not talked to him, but we're assuming that was what it was going to be. Hoping it worked out to advantage, but unfortunately it did not work in his favor. But we now have Snoopy hot on the tail of Stabbing Cabin. All these drivers utilizing as much ERS as possible in the first 9 laps because of this rain. And we see yet again drivers staying out. Apparently conditions not deteriorating enough yet. You can see there's no real standing water on the track, but we now see Dream to Cream and Harper Shock pitting. Big Moist, Woody, when do you think you gentlemen are going to be stopping in the pits?
Like another lap or two. It's still pretty dry out here.
And Woody, what do we have from the AlphaTauri pits strategists?
I don't think Woody's with us
It
anymore.
sounds like a big go fuck yourself. But hey, here we go.
That's my
he's in
cue.
here. He must be muted or he's not paying attention. But DRS disabled. You heard it now from our in-car reporter, Big Moist. Track conditions now quickly deteriorating on track. We're going to see a plethora of drivers now pitting. Cream to Cream, though, in a good spot. Apparently having a little bit better of a pit stop than Harper Shock, as he is now 1 car gap in front and about 2 seconds ahead, unless there was some type of issue Harper had getting in there. But we're going to ride on board and see. Prying Oaks, looks like our top 3 still staying out one more time. Let's see what Big Moist does. He said he's coming in, riding in P4, going to go ahead and dive in and put on those intermediate Pirelli tires. Woody Main running up in 5th place. He's going to stay out one more lap on the mediums. Alex Morris diving into the pits. Curbs Hurt also staying out. Dream to Cream, our first car on the intermediates. He's going a little wide there, really trying to work the track limits. Harper Shock, our second car. And then Granny Panty. It's going to be a huge mix-up here now for our drivers. As Big Moist has finished his, he's going to use that pit exit a little bit, come out in the P11 position, but will have the freshest intermediate tires, dropping from P4 back to P11. And only 1, 2, so let's call that 4, well, that's really, yeah, it's about 2.5, 3.5. About 5 seconds off what will be the presumed lead for Dream to Cream. But with Prying Oak, Stabbing Cabin, and Stupid Oyster all being 17 seconds ahead of Woody Main, these 3 drivers may be able to maintain their advantage. However, we're watching Lepsky and Granny Panty run side by side on the intermediate tires, doing a very good job of giving and taking as we were watching on board here with Big Moist. And I think it's safe to say that he enjoys watching people not actually wreck themselves. But we're going to go ahead and jump up real quick to Prying Oak, Stabbing Cabin, and Snoopy Oyster, all who have now been outfitted with those green intermediate tires. And the next closest driver, Woody Main, he's also diving in. Big Woody diving in. And Curbs Hurt now diving in as well. So Dream to Cream, passing the 3 we just mentioned, Woody, Winnie, and I think that was it, actually. Oh. Smart heads-up play there for Prying, Stabbed, and Snoopy. Able to really use those slick compound tires, or I guess I should say not compound necessarily, but the slick tires to their advantage for as long as they possibly could before the conditions started seeing puddling water that you can now see as we ride on board with Stabbing Cabin. Great pit stop strategy for those 3. Looks like Dream to Cream also pitting early. Actually, Lepsky pitted the soonest along with Granny Panty and Jamie Shelby for those. Jamie Shelby not really getting the speed he would have liked. Those on 2 to 3 lap old tires really benefiting the most. Big Moist now coming back from P4 back to P11, P13, now back up in the P7 position, getting some very valuable points as they run currently. Crying Oak, though, hoping to try to capture the points lead from Nathan Pocas, which could very well happen. We thought it was kind of a done deal that Nathan was going to be in Tier 1, but having missed 2 consecutive races, potentially hubris coming out for the young driver out of Brazil. You may have heard us say Portugal before. We have been corrected. It is Brazil.
Oh, he's Brazilian?
He is Brazilian, which is also Portuguese speaking. But maybe some hubris, maybe some overconfidence here. There's no guarantee if something happens next week and he gets wrecked out and somebody else overtakes 51 points who finishes maybe like Dream to Cream, for example. If he has 2-3 good, races in double digits, he could potentially sneak in and take this away. But let's go ahead and jump back to Snoopy Oyster. The 2 wins and I dip out. Miss a season. Things are more important than F1 and video games. Hey, that's true, but you can't just come back expecting to reclaim a title that may not necessarily have been earned. We'll see what happens here, as he's definitely fighting as well, sitting about 1 second back behind Stabbin' Cabin, the master duck hunter himself. The biggest battle that we have going on right now is going to be for that P9 position between Winnie Main and Big Winnie 62. That delta only about 4 to 5 tenths between these 2 drivers. Everybody else pretty far spread out, with the exception being Harper Shock and Lepsky. So we're going to monitor these 2 and jump back and forth between the 2 to bring you all the action that we can. As we also have Fat Lives Matter doing a broadcast on his end as well. Bum, 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 bum. Speaking of the Red Bull ring, we are actually having a little bit of Red Bull ourselves. It gives you wings.
Same.
Man, but I got a little vodka thrown in mine as we now have a driver leaving. Hopefully it was not somebody who was racing.
Lepsky and Harper getting side by side.
Ah, I missed it. I wasn't paying attention, but now we're on board. They are side by side, neck and neck. Harper Shock gonna go ahead and battle it out. My apologies for turning around and checking some telemetry. That is on me. We're gonna stay on this battle here real quick now, but we are gonna look at the telemetry and let you know ERS for those that are displaying their telemetry. Stabbin' Cabin 33%, Dream to Cream 10, Lepsky 18, Big Moist 30, Granny Panty 16, Woody Main at 56. Curb Cert F1 at 38, now 40, Alex Morse at 19, and iRifle at 79. The Ferrari of Fort Posner, quote unquote, not really Fort. Yeah, not looking good. For the Av, man, which we're going to have Av and Loaded fix their stuff.
I think Av disconnected. I don't know if he ever came back in.
We're going to go ahead and stay on board with this battle real quick while we take a quick commercial break to go ahead and get a cocktail for the broadcast booth here in the Fat Limits F1 League. We're going to leave you on board with the battle between Lepsky and Harper Shock and commentary from our in-car commentator, Big Moist, running in P7 as there's contact between the 2. Oh, maybe we shouldn't leave just yet. Harper Shock now not going to be very happy with that, as Big Moist now on the outside. And Big Moist. Oh, there's going to be contact between the 2.
Harper.
There is. Oh, but Harper able to save it a little.
I went
bit
as wide
move.
as I could.
Yeah, we were on board for that one. Potentially a little bit overzealous for Harper Shock there, but luckily for him, he's able to He was trying. He was trying. It wasn't intentional. Just slick conditions.
I
There's
was just
got to
hoping
be
he
a
wasn't going to
little bit more
slide out.
leeway. Both drivers doing a great job. Little contact. Harper gets loose. Harper, great job of collecting the car, regaining that momentum. Lost a little bit of time to Big Morse, lost a little bit to Granny Panty, but now still finding his rhythm once again between these drivers. We're going to go ahead and stay on Granny Panty, who's working on. Actually, you know what? We're going to go to Woody Main.
Yeah, what's Woody
Big
doing?
Woody Main, and Curbs Hurt. That's going to be P9, 10, and 11, the final 2 points positions, and one trying to get in those points as Woody goes way wide. We're going to stay on board with this battle as it's really the hottest one at the moment, and we will be back with you in just a moment. And we are back as rain continues to fall here at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Australia. And a quick NFL update for you. The Raiders still down 3 points to the Broncos, I believe it is. And the Bengals down 3 points to the Steelers as well. It's continuing right on board with... actually, we're going to jump up to Woody Man, who's now going wide once more and hot on the tail of Curbs Hurt F1, but Big Winnie also very much on. Alex Morris, 3 seconds back. It was, and Granny Penny got past both of those drivers while we were away, and now it's jumping out to 1.5 second lead. I'm sorry, a 5 second lead over Curbs Hurt. So a little bit of issues must have happened here. Big Morris, did you see any cautions or anything happen as our drivers continue to get spread out?
Yeah, it's just been green this whole time. Got Mark telling me we got about 10 more minutes in rain.
Oh, we have a little bit of contact between Curbs Hurt and Woody, it sounded like. That is... Oh, and Woody gets loose, but he's able to reclaim it and save it, but not before having Big Winnie sneak on the inside. This is a battle for an all-crucial point. And this could make or break someone's Tier 1 hopes.
This sucks. I'm at the point where I'm just starting to lose grip, but the rain's gonna come in too early. Good, losing time and making another pit stop.
here. MCU Freedom jumping on. Nichols saying stabbing making inroads on Prying. I'm not really sure what inroads is, but give me a and any Krayak. I have no idea what either one of those mean. We'll find out if they can give us a little update.
Fell off fast. These tires are good.
Let's go ahead and then, Moise is talking about tires, but he's on 10-lap-old tires,
Good.
while the others are, he's kind of in the middle. He's not the latest, he's not the earliest. Let's go jump up to Granny Panty. His Harper shot goes very wide.
What are these boys doing? They're
Might
like,
get a little bit of a track limits there.
like 4
Not sure what
seconds.
was happening there.
Now he's like almost 7 seconds back.
So Big Moist, you're showing 29% wear along with Levski, Woody Main, and then you have 24% wear on Alex Morrison iRifle. But it's Stabbin' Cabin at actually now Ginger Cream's at 32, Grady Penny and Curbs Herd at 31.
I'm at the point where the tires are losing grip, but I don't want to lose time and make another pit stop. Just wait out the rain.
Well,
I can see it opening up.
Things are great. Things are wonderful. Thank you for asking. Hope all is well in Ireland. One of our international drivers joined the chat along with the man from Ohio, the Buckeye State Nichols.
It's not a real
who's
state.
hoping to go ahead and continue on forward with his very consistent and dominant racecraft from last year. The former teammates giving a little bit of banner back and forth here in the chat as we race. Nichols actually earlier today accrediting Freedom for his recent success in Season 4 here in the Fat Limits League. You love to see the camaraderie and the rapport between drivers, whether they are on the same team or not. That's what it's all about. Obviously, there's going to be heated moments, much like you see in real F1 between the likes of Russell and Bottas, Checo and Max, Norris and the rain, Ferrari versus Leclerc in strategy. It's going to happen, but at the end of the day, everybody is friends. We all have a good time. That's what it's all about. Camaraderie and the sport. Dream to Cream starting to make a little bit of a gain now here on Levski, so we're going to jump up to him. Or actually, maybe we should drop back to Curbs. Big winning is now there is actually an issue for Curbs. We start to see a little bit of a gap closing. Curbs very slow in the middle of the track, almost collecting Jamie Shelby, who barely inches by on the outside. Curbs hurts F1 with no front wing, misses the pit entrance, and is going to have to go one more time around with no wing. That is not something you want to see when downforce is also crucial here in the rain. He's getting very loose now coming out of turn 1 there. Wow, what a change of events now. Woody Main still going strong. MP10 collecting a very crucial point, hoping to run down Big Winnie and get at least an extra point as our P8 position is currently at 20 points. But as they run now, let's go ahead and see where the points are. If you look in the bottom right, you can see, and Curbs retires. Is it going to bring out, though, a full course safety car? You hate to see it.
Shut up, Mark. I know the delta's negative. Shut up.
Well, thank you, baby. You wanted mommy and daddy to have some shots? Okay. That's so sweet. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Shop break, we should say. Brought to you by
Take the gamble.
Margaritaville. I like some cheeseburgers in paradise. I hope you do as well. Being a son of a son, son of a gun, son of a sailor man. Salanche, cheers.
I want to take that gamble.
I hear you, Breeber. Sure. Thank you, my loves. Now we're going to go ahead and see a round of pit stops occurring, but as I mentioned before the intermediate shop break, here are the points as they run. Nathan Pocus at 41. He's not, or at 51, he's not running, getting no points remaining. Curbs hurt F1. DNF, he's out. He's not getting any more.
I don't want to
Woody
put
Man
him
is
on
back
yet.
out
It's
of
still
nowhere
raining.
now. Big Prying Oak and Big Moist being the big winners today in P3 and P4 so far at 31 and 28 points respectively. Crying Oak getting 25 points today will vault him into the number 1 standings position at 56 points if he finishes the way he is. iRifle out of the points. Big Moist sitting in P5, that's 10 points. That vaults him tied with Curbs Hurt for P3. iRifle dropping because Alex Morris would get 2 points. That would leap him up 1 position. Jamie Shelby with 21 points.
Broken.
Running in P12. He's getting no points. He's going to kind of stay where he's at. Snoopy Oyster, he would be a big winner today, getting 15 points, taking him from 20 to 35. That would leap iRifle. That would leap basically just iRifle. He'd be sitting in about around P5. So that leaves a very tight battle for the rest of the drivers.
And softs go 10 laps. Did anybody do a soft run on this track?
I'm sorry?
And softs make it 10 laps?
Honestly, I wish I could give you that information. I really don't know, to be completely honest with you. The man, if you ever want to know how long tires can last on a track, the man to ask is going to be Mad Rolla. The dude knows his shit when it comes to the tire wear. I believe typically the soft tires are going to get, depending on the track and how much, G-force is going to get on that camper and caster and really work those front tires, is anywhere between 6 to 9 laps. If you're running a lower tire pressure,
Crying Oak just got
closer to 9 to 10. What?
Damn.
For what?
I don't know. The rifle's in between the back marker on the safety car, so this should be fun.
No. What do you get disqualified for?
Oh.
We're gonna try to jump into the race director and find out. Incidents. Crying Oak disqualified for ignoring the yellow flag. What? The commentator's curse strikes again. Oh my. Oh my.
Sheesh.
What was gonna certainly vault Prying Oak into the into the number 1 points position, now going to leave him at 31 points. That's gonna drop him down the pegging order as Stabbing Cabin now, who has 1 point, now in the catbird seat, vaulting him up to 26 points. That would put him somewhere around P5. Big Moist is gonna jump up, if they finish as they run now, up to 43 points. That's going to put him in P2. Lepsky, who's sitting with 15 points, getting 25 points. That's going to put him ahead of iRifle. Dream to Cream, he needs the points. He has not had a good start to it. He's sitting somewhere with 0 points. That's going to put him up into somewhere around 8 points. That's going to put him just on the fringe going into the final race. That could vault him back up into P1. Fort Posner, I don't know why he's showing up with 6 points. He doesn't have 6 points.
It's probably what's his face racing last week.
Oh no, he did. No. Fort did run 1 race.
Me and him were drag racing at Jeddah at the end.
Yeah, he's ran like 3 races. Yeah, I mean, wow. A lot of implications here with Prying Oak getting disqualified for ignoring the yellow flag. Not something you expect to see. Very curious to kind of learn what had happened there. Oh. Prying Oak sped and lost the delta. The caution came out. Something happened. That's why he got disqualified.
Safety car in. My back tires are so cold.
No.
I can't do anything to get these back tires hot. They're so cold, Heinz.
They're so cold, I know. Riding on board with Stabbing Cabin, who's got to get the speed up a little bit. There he goes now. maintaining that delta, trying to stay back from the safety car a little bit. Harper Shock on the softs, Big Winnie on the mediums, Granny Penny on the mediums, Alex on the softs, Rifle on the mediums. Everybody else on the intermediates. There is 8 laps to go. The rain is still falling, but not as much as it would. The question is, who's going to benefit ultimately? Those on the slicks, those on the intermediate tires, the groove tires, spreading that water spray. We're going to find out. I'm so excited to see what happens in these final 8 circuits. There is an incident. Granny Panty having issues dropping back, and AV potentially DNFing. No, he's not retiring. He's just making a pit. He's going to throw on some tires. Alex Morris. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Alex Morris in the pit. He put on intermediates, but it looks like he might be on another set of... No, it is another set of intermediates. Not sure what's going on there. The rain has stopped falling. I think these drivers on the... Oh, we got issues again. Safety car... Or not a safety car, but I'm sorry. Big Winnie going around collecting. I believe it was Jamie Shelby also. A little bit of damage there, as we do have a yellow flag in Sector 2. Track conditions still not a dry line going in the racing line yet, but the rain has stopped falling for all intents and purposes from the air. So we're going to see these conditions on track. Oh no, we got a car around it hard in the wall. I believe that was iRifle. Yes, that is iRifle hard in the wall, but he's a lap down, so it does not matter. Stabbing Cabin going to try to fend off this man Snoopy Oyster. They had a little bit better restart than the rest of the field, as Big Moist is 2.3 seconds back. Behind him, the PC driver Lepsky at 1.4 seconds, and Dream to Cream also hot on his tail. Woody Main sitting in a P6 position as well. Loaded, doing a little bit better, but on very old 21 lap old intermediates. Good play on him to make up some positions from the back. With the wet conditions, dry conditions coming, it is looking very dry, as there is another safety. Just gonna keep getting excited with safety. It is, oh, not as a disqualification for Harper Shock. He resets the track. Oh no. Oh no. Harper Shock sitting in the wall, gets anxious, gets rambunctious, resets the track. That's a disqualification. And let's see now what we have. Stabbing Cabin diving into the pits. Snoopy Oyster going to stay out one more lap on those intermediates. What will Big do? Big Moist also staying out one more lap as we continue to see a dry line form. It looks like nobody else is going to be pitting except for Stabbing Cabin, putting on the sauce for 6 laps to go. Oh, we do have a little bit more pit at road action. We got Loaded Beast and Jamie Shelby also. The question is, what will pay off? Will it be those who pitted early while the track is still somewhat in that transition period from wet to dry, but it should not be more than a lap, maybe 2, until we see a line start to form. The pooling water has all but ceased to exist. There is nothing falling from the sky, and the radar on telemetry shows it is 14% and the sun is coming out. Nichols, to answer your question, if you are beached, you are allowed to reset to track as long as there is no cars coming around you and the countdown timer has started. As long as you can submit evidence to show that those conditions have been met, then yes, a reset at that point is allowed. We don't want people to get disqualified just because.
Oh, no, dream.
Just because they've been beached. So yes, you can reset if beached as long as the countdown timer started, there's no cars around you, and it is safe to do so, as well as submitting video evidence. And here you go now. The pit stops are going to decide what's going to happen. Snoopy Oyster in the pits. Stabbing Cabin reclaims the lead. Big Moist hot on the tail. Lepsky right behind Big Moist. We heard Dream to Cream. Oh no. Not sure what that was about. But he's getting out.
We stacked.
Oh, it was a double stack. Oh, narrow for the Williams team. But that's okay. He's on the soft tires. Lex is on the soft tires. Granny Panty is on the 7-lap-old mediums. It's looking very, very good here for the front runners on the softs. We're going to see what happens as now we see Alex Morris still on those intermediates. Oh, I guess he's going to try to Lewis Hamilton that and turn him into slicks. We'll see what happens. Now he's losing positions, but gets one back quickly from Woody Main. Let's see what's going on right here on this trio of cars. So right now the battle we're watching is for that P6, 7, 8, and 9th position, all within about a 1 second of each other. But Alex on those intermediates now starting to lose ground to those drivers that are on the slick tires. We're going to see now Alex Morris back to the inside. Unfortunately, it might be a Lewis Hamilton Mercedes strategy where it's too late to pit, and unfortunately we're going to see him drop and lose any and all hopes of a points finish unless something happens this lap that brings out a full course safety car. We've seen it before. Anything's possible. As Harper Shock now stealing a very valuable point away from any of the potential championship leaders. And if he can somehow gain 11 seconds in about, I don't know, 5 laps, 5 more circuits around the track, he could potentially get that 1 point. Otherwise, it is 0 fastest lap points for any of our points qualification finishers. Oh, thank you very much, Nichols, for that. And Freedom, to answer your question, because if you reset to track, for whatever reason, they still haven't necessarily fixed the issue of what that proximity or whatever algorithm they use for the reset to track on how long you're ghosted. Sometimes you're ghosted for a good amount of time. Other times, you become almost instantly a car that is no longer ghosted and damage can occur. That's why we say the countdown timer has to start, because if you're running, fine, let's say you were struggling on the wheel, you're finally having your best race of the season, season 4, a car's beached, they reset the track. As soon as you're coming up to pass them, they're no longer ghosted. You get wing damage. You pit, your race is done. You're going to be very angry that they reset. Hey, they followed the rules, but they did it immediately. That's not really the way we want it to happen. We want it to be as safe as possible, kind of like if you're re-entering or rejoining the track. You can't just move into the racing line. It's got to be a safe and timely manner to do so. That's why we have those rules. So Woody and Granny Panty, we're going to jump to that one now, as they are hot on the trail. As Nichols just pointed out in the chat, if you are watching, there is 3 more circuits, as the leader's already taken it. Stabbing Cabin out to a 1.8 second lead. We still have Lepsky on Snoopy Oyster. Snoopy, a fast young driver, but we know he can be very aggressive. We're going to keep our eyes on both of these 2 battles right here for P7 and P8, as well as P2 and P3. But now we see the DRS is open for Woody, as he's now getting around Granny Panty, potentially, as Granny decides to stick it. Backs out, thinks better of it, doesn't want to wreck either car because, hey, look, they're still in the points and decent points positions. Going to be, I believe that is 4 and 3 points respectively, the drivers. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, I'm sorry, that going to be 6 and 4 points respectively for the drivers. Hey, it's better to take what you can get and back it off. So now that that's already happened, let's go ahead and jump back up and right on board with Lepsky and Snoopy Oyster, as we have just 2 more circuits around the Red Bull Ring here in Spielberg, Austria. Oh no, and Snoopy Oyster goes around, gets on the throttle way too soon, and resets the track. Oh no. Oh no, Big Voice, our in-car commentator. Was he ghosted when you did that? Or when you drove by?
I mean, his car was there, but he seemed fine. Lepsky's got too.
Oh, and Lepsky spins as well. Oh no.
I mean, he wasn't in my way.
I think that it doesn't matter. It looked like he got some tire smoke. That looked like potentially a reset the track. Oh my. In Freedom, that's why. If no one's around, you can reset the track if you're beached. You just have to wait for that countdown. So as soon as it hits that 10-second disqualification, you can reset. Levski again going around. Oh no, his day going from bad to worse as he went from a P2 after the Snoopy Oyster spin down to P9. He's dropping very quickly out of the points, but there's still one more lap around. There is still very much a lot that can happen. Oh man. Oh boy. What a day.
Boy. Oh, what a night.
Oh, and Snoopy Oyster almost going around again, getting on the throttle way too hard. At this point, young man, it is better to just take the points that you can get. There is no use
It's a 3
trying
point
to break the
difference.
car. Big Moist, he is coming hard on your tail,
That's
using
fine.
every bit of DRS. I'd be more worried about him getting into you than him getting around you. But it looks like he's... Oh, and he goes around again on his own. Oh, he's hard into the wall. And Jimmy Green picks up P3. It is a double podium for Williams. Oh, my. Oh, wow.
Yo, so
What
Snoopy reset, so
absolute
he just
drama.
qualified, right?
Is
Let's
that,
go.
I
P5.
thought he did.
Let's go.
Oh.
P5.
Wow. Wow. What drama to finish it out. Alex Morris may end up in the points after everything is all said and done. Prying Oak getting absolutely murdered by the disqualification. You hate to see it. That breaks your heart a little bit as iRifle spins out one last time. And he's working on a little bit of a burnout there, it appears, as he crosses the line, bringing it home for Team Alpine. Big Moist, potentially first ever podium finish here in Fat Limits. How are you
I've got a
feeling
couple
today?
podiums. I got one in China. I feel good though. It's a fun
Good
race. It was
deal,
a good
man.
mix, and yeah, happy the dream didn't get screwed on that double stack, and we got the double podium. It was fun. Probably the most fun race I've had
Good.
at Austria. Stabbing
Glad to
cabin
hear
is
it.
dude's got some fucking pace.
Yeah. Cabin did really well there. Dream to Cream also having a very nice run of it. Wow. Woody, good run for you as well. Had a little bit of roughness there going to start it off, but now going much, much better for you. Glad to see it. How was the race from your perspective?
It was pretty rough out there, my guy. I gotta say there was a lot of bumping, a lot of dumping. That rain and that safety car kind of threw a wrench in the strategy. But I say we got away. We got away with the good one. We played it smart. We played it safe. We didn't battle guys. We didn't try to force anything that we didn't need to. So first I just want to thank God. Nothing's positive through him. I want to thank my beautiful wife. She's awesome. She's supposed to do anything. And yeah, man. Hope everybody has a good holiday.
No shout out to the puppies?
Shout out to the
Them
bun.
dogs.
No bun shout out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us once again for another installment of the Season 5 Race In Series. Nichols giving Woody a shout out for the GOAT interview. We have one race left, and if you're looking real quick at the unofficial results here on the right-hand side, Big Voice jumping into P2. Herb's Hurt drops down to P3. Prying Oak only loses 1 to P4. That's good. Jamie Shelby, P5. Loaded Beast jumps up to P6. Stabbing Cabin also jumping up 10 positions to P7. Alex Morris loses 2 to P8. It is still a very close battle. If one driver wins the next race, they could potentially be vaulted into Tier 1. I am so excited for our final round number 5 of the Racing Series here next Sunday post-Thanksgiving. You thought the football's going to be good? Let me tell you, this is going to be it. this is where you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Next Sunday,
was-
6
I got
Eastern,
fucking
the
intense.
drama-filled conclusion of the Race In series. We will see you all then.
Got spun.
Yup.